Hey, my name's Dave. I'm a 46-year-old tradesman. I do tile and stone work, and I'm about 2 weeks post laminectomy right now. So, as I watch YouTube videos, I like to look for people that have similar experiences to my own sometimes, and I find value in that. And I wish that I'd had that as a kid. Um, so, here I am making a video for anybody out there that might be having a laminectomy. This will be my experience anyway. So, day of surgery is basically day of surgery for anything, I suppose. You're probably nervous. You go in the hospital, you wait a long time, you check in. You eventually end up in a surgeon's room, talking niceties before you wake up after the surgery. Going, I just had a surgery. That's kind of how that went. And I was in a recovery room then. This was billed to me as like an outpatient procedure. This was a minimally invasive laminectomy. So I kept hearing the goal is home same day, home same day. So for whatever reason, that's what was stuck in my head. So in the recovery room after surgery, at some point they're wanting me to stand up. You know, you have to be able to stand up and walk around for them to send you home. So I was in a lot of pain when I came to, and I was able to get into a sitting position on the edge of the bed. But when I tried to stand up, the pain was so intense that it just canceled my effort in standing up, and it was a lot of pain. And so that was discouraging. And because my expectation was home same day, most people home same day, you know, I was like, holy cow, something went wrong here, and I'm probably never going to walk again. So anyway, I could not get to my feet unassisted. The nurses said it has to be unassisted. At one point I asked them for the pole that they hang the IVs on. I said, if you can scoot that over here, I can probably hoist myself up with my upper body. You know, I wanted to get to my feet to do a systems check myself. You know, I just couldn't get there with just my legs at that point. No, it's got to be unassisted. Okay, well, unfortunately that's not happening. So, and they said, well, you're not going home then. And I said, okay, I guess I'm not. I'm sorry. Now, I wish somebody would have told me before the procedure, you know, the goal is to get you home the same day, but there's a chance that you might be in excruciating pain, and that's okay too. That does not mean that something went sideways with your surgery. Because for a minute there, I was panicked. I was like, holy shit, man. Something's wrong. Anyway, just my experience. I was not in the category of home same day. But that said, I went a long time before getting this surgery done. This is probably 2 years of progressively worse and worse and worse suffering. So, and they say the longer you wait, sometimes can take stuff longer to get accustomed to the new blood flow and the new space to move and all that stuff. Surgeon reassured me the procedure itself was perfect. He couldn't have asked for a better procedure. When he came to see me in the hospital, he said, am I surprised that you're still here? He said, yeah. He says, does that mean that I'm worried that you're still here? No, I'm not worried. So some people have a hard time. A lot of times, as people go long periods of time with this injury to the nerves, or the spinal cord. Um, so yeah, that was nice to hear. So I spent 2 nights in the hospital, painful nights. The first time I stood up was with a walker and under the supervision of 2 nurses. And it feels like it took me 10 minutes to get to my feet. And once I was on my feet, I had to sit down. I looked behind me and I made like the motion like I was going to sit down. And I was like, holy shit, I'm stuck on my feet now. So fortunately, after what felt like another 10 minutes, I was able to sit back down on the edge of the bed. And at some point, I think I made it over to the recliner chair, which is where I spent my entire stay in the hospital because it was more comfortable than the bed for me. So that's the hospital stay, and then so the surgery was Friday the 9th, and Monday the 12th I'm home. I'm slow and stiff and sore, and but I was able to get downstairs, 1 stair at a time, 2-footing it. I had to piss in a bottle once. Had to piss in a bottle a couple times in the hospital too. Couldn't get up to go to the bathroom. That's a little demoralizing, but it is what it is. I had a lot of numbness right after the surgery in both my legs, the bottoms of my legs and my feet. My left leg kind of came back to normal pretty quick. My right leg, I think it was almost like 8 days before I realized, hey, it's feeling like my leg again. So that was weird. I didn't poop for about 6 days, I think. I got nervous about that too because I was like, shit, I'm going to need a emergency surgery because I'm backing up poop. So I was super excited to start pooping. And if you're doing this, you will be too. Okay, moving on. Just generally sore. Couple of better days. And then, I went to church the following Sunday, visited the mother-in-law. Just, slightly more active, like not doing much. But anyway, then after that, I had a couple of worse days. Like took a step backwards. So kind of figuring out what's up, like I'm impatient at this point. I feel like I should be back to work. But I have to remind myself that they just cut out a chunk of my spine, and this is just 2 weeks following, and the surgeon says there's a good reason that I set my follow-ups for 6 weeks after surgery. He says if you come in 4 weeks, a lot of people, they won't think I'm a good surgeon. Because about 6 weeks, most people think I'm a good surgeon. So he's telling me it's a recovery, no matter how you look at it, I guess. Some people I see as I watch videos, some people are like, deadlifting the next day. Actually, I haven't seen that, but that's what it makes you feel like when oh my God, on day 2 and I'm back to work, I've got this desk job or something, or I don't know. And some people are much slower. So, but that's been my experience so far, and I imagine I'll check in on this again, at least maybe up to the 6-week post-op with the surgeon, at which time I'm hoping that I can get back to my trades work. Although I saw a video of a welder guy, he said that he wasn't clear to go back to work for 8 weeks. So, but I'm anxious to do stuff. I feel like I should be doing more. They're telling me don't do anything first 2 weeks. I imagine I'll have some physical therapy coming up, hopefully next week or maybe the following week. because I am anxious to get better, stronger, back to work. So if you have any questions, put them down there, wherever that is, and I'm happy to answer. This has been my experience, 46-year-old male tradesman with a recent L3-4 laminectomy.